Mbokando mokengeni Kenya Mbokando mokengeni Western
the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, distinguished guests, fellow countrymen, ladies and gentlemen. Before I begin my message of the ceremony that will bring us here this evening, I would like, with your
If I step over here, can I get a signature please?
Okay.
Woo! Thank you.
Can we take another picture of you?
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah, very well. I enjoyed it. Nice, yeah? Nice to see you. Nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's fine. Yeah.
Hello guys and welcome to What Are You Waiting For Live. I am your host King George.
And I am your host, Rianna Roberts. Remember, Island Girl Never Stop.
It's changed now, wasn't it?
Yes, I changed it. I can't remember what the last week
She
was.
went home and thought about it.
Yep, indeed.
Right, then, so how was it getting here?
Good, yeah, very quick, no traffic, just straight on the A406.
She's lying. Her nose grows bigger when she lies. I'm joking. Anyways, so 203 days until Notting Hill Carnival.
No way.
Yes, I've been counting. Well, everyone started the countdown already.
Really?
I don't know if you've seen online, but people are like putting up videos and hashtags on Notting Hill Carnival. So nobody's playing. Everybody is counting down.
They
for
want
this
to have
carnival.
the wickedest wine. So they come for for Magnum and a wine.
This is what I'm saying. Everyone from around the world will come and they want to experience the festival.
203 days.
Are you counting down? Are you going?
I'm gonna try.
Did you go last year?
I didn't, but this year I might. Why not? I might as well.
Ooh. Right.
Are you going?
No. I went last year. I mean, I went the year before for the first time.
Yeah.
But no, I think I don't like being in like, I can't, like you guys saw last week, I can't dance.
No,
So I kind
don't
of,
be silly.
I prefer to stay away from places like that.
You
But
can. You see everyone there with their boss and their moves, so it's just about.
That is one good thing about Carnival is that everyone is just there to have a good time. But sadly, actually, that's really necessarily not the case because I actually had a conversation with an officer this weekend, and did you know there was 15 serious rapes at Carnival last year?
Wow.
Yeah, so at Notting Hill Carnival, but this is something that's not been reported. Yeah. This is something I believe that Metropolitan Police do not want to bring forward to the public for politically correct reasons. But I feel, and this isn't necessarily, it's not really about the police officers because there was 30 police officers injured last year.
30?
Yeah, which was eight officers less than than 2017,
Okay.
which basically shows that 2017 at Notting Hill Carnival there was higher crime rates than last year. However, most of these crimes are not being reported or put out into the public. I think it's crazy that there's 15 serious rapes that have happened at the carnival and it is not known.
Yeah.
There's been over 1,000 arrests.
I mean, who doesn't know about Notting Hill Carnival? I mean, you would think that would be widely
Absolutely,
broadcasted, you know?
But I think they just don't want to kind of anger the people who believe that Notting Hill Carnival to them is like a culture thing, a tradition. They don't want to kind of insult people who enjoy these carnivals.
I actually read that somewhere this week, and funny enough, like that the reason why they don't want to actually shut it down because they feel like the neighbourhood will deem it to be a racial thing, you know?
Exactly.
And in their respect, but I mean, if this violence is happening and a lot of these violences are happening in the houses in that area, then there's a serious question mark there as to whether it should be, in fact, shut down. If people are abusing it, if people are not going there for the right purpose, which is to have a good time, and that's exactly why I didn't go.
I think I wouldn't necessarily say it's a racial thing. I think if people from the area, because where Notting Hill takes place, it happens on the road. It happens outside people's homes. I know I read somewhere 2 people, every time Notting Hill Carnival comes back around, him and his wife pack up and then they go away for about 3 days.
I don't blame them.
You know? So it's not necessarily even about the colour of your skin or where you come from. It's just, you know, I think the best place to actually do this event is Hyde Park. You know? There's better protections. You're inside the park.
Hyde Park
and
Carnival.
you can, is that, no, it's not in Hill Carnival, but just in Hyde Park. And you can
But then
just...
it'll be Hyde Park.
No, it's not in Hill Carnival. And you can genuinely just... You can get better security. You know, there's a way in and there's a way out. I think that we need to do more about this. I think it's not a joke. It's not funny. I think it's disgusting that things like this are happening at a place where everybody comes from around the world and from around the city to just
people are
genuinely have
counting
fun.
down for it, for goodness
Exactly.
sake. You know?
And I genuinely just think people need to have one objective when it comes to carnival, and it is to all be as one and come together. That is originally what it was supposed to be. You have people who are in gangs who are going there to kind of look for other people that they have problems with. It's like a field for them to all go at war and go look for someone that they don't like. There's been many acid attacks.
I guess it's a easy opportunity, you know, and already there has been so many cutbacks on police officers already, so controlling that amount of violence is difficult.
Yeah, because a lot of police officers are hurt.
And stuff,
A lot of police officers are hurt. And at the carnival, police officers are told and instructed not to approach or touch the festival goers just for those reasons. Because no, we do not want to create a riot. And obviously there's more festival goers. Am I right to call it? It is a festival. I'm right to call it a festival.
What, carnival?
Yeah, it's a carnival festival.
Festival
Carnival.
elements of it,
Yeah, so there's more carnival goers than there is officers, so they're instructed not to actually approach the people that are attending the carnival, which is also, I guess, tricky for them.
Isn't that
Because
odd?
I feel that these officers are also people with family and kind of like, I'm pretty sure they want to, I mean, you see videos online all the time. Each year you see police officers at carnival enjoying themselves too. You know? So I'm pretty sure.
Everybody wants the wickedest one.
I'm pretty sure they genuinely do want to actually take part in the carnival.
Yeah.
So it's not fair that they get kind of misjudged and they could get hurt, because officers do end up in hospital. But why I brought this up is because I was told by an officer that there was this female who came over from the States, and in the middle of carnival, she was pulled down into a basement of a house, and she was raped by 3 males in the middle of carnival. I think that it has to stop. I think the protection at carnival needs to go up. I think there should be security checks. I think they should thoroughly just search people, and I don't think it's morally correct to go to these places with the intent to harm or to prey on young girls or just females like that. Or I think people need to go into carnival with a different mindset. If not, stop Notting Hill Carnival, because it's not a place for you guys to go and commit crime and rape people and harm officers. Someone needs to start a petition.
But
that's what I think, and whoever thinks that I'm saying the wrong thing by saying this, or I'm saying it, I'm putting it out there, it's gonna, and blame the people that are committing the crimes, because I ain't committed one crime at Carnival. I've only been once. If you guys want to keep on going Carnival and catching the wickedest one, like Rianna said,
yeah, guys, just be safe. 2019 Carnival, you heard it, 203 days. We just want you to be safe out there and be very vigilant, because even though sometimes you might feel like you can look after yourself and be safe, it's about the other people. So always just be very mindful and let somebody know who you're going with, what time you're going to be home.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter how old you are, because these kind of crimes can be committed on anybody. So we just want everyone to be safe. And you might see us there, and we will be doing the wickedest one.
No, you won't be seeing me there if these crimes keep on happening. Okay, that's genuinely the truth. It's the street festival. Yeah, you can. Bring me back something, and then I can be like, look, I've been there. I can pretend.
What's
I can
your favourite
lie.
colour?
Yellow.
Yellow.
You should know
Yellow
this.
trumpet. You heard it, guys. If I don't, then I owe you. I don't know.
All right, guys. So, it's a world famous street festival. So I think let's not ruin the truth and the real reason why the carnival was invented in the first place. Way before I existed, way before you existed, way before you existed, there was carnival. And if you hear the stories from the older generation, oh boy, you'd wish you was there. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It seemed like they had such a blast. I think, if anything, if I had one wish, I'd go back in time and go back to Notting Hill Carnival in whenever.
Do you know
it
what?
started.
Carnival in the Caribbean is so beautiful.
Have you
Where
been?
it originated? Well, yeah, I have when I was younger.
Nice.
Viewers, I am from the West Indies in St. Lucia, and we do it big with Carnival. Trinidad and St. Lucia are known for their carnivals, and do you know what? It's always good vibes. I mean,
Is there a lot of
the
crime
violence
there?
nowhere in the world. That's what I was. Yeah, there always will be crime, but majority, 90% of it, there's always a good atmosphere. People are just there to listen to music, to celebrate the tradition, wear their carnival colours, and that's it,
I think that...
But I think society here and the society we're living in now, it has fabricated carnival, and that's obviously why I personally believe out of overall, they might actually have to look to shut it down, because how do you stop a whole population of people thinking it's okay to go there? And it's increasing. It's increasing. I remember last year, even more people were arrested.
Yeah.
So the numbers have cut down, but actually to 49 knives were seized.
Listen.
And this year it was only 30. So.
But that's what's put out into the web right now, but that's necessarily not the truth. I think there are two people at fault here: the street festival goers and the Metropolitan Police. Put out into the world, into society that we live in today, and speak truth. Let us know the truth about what really happens at these places, and put it out there so people are more aware, and things like this do not keep on happening. And as for the people who are going to these places, if you want to go and have fun, go and be as one and respect everybody else.
Some good advice.
We've got a text message
For you.
for both. Well, we both look really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My top was actually bought for me by my good friend Daisy Mascal. Yeah, this is my lucky charm shirt.
And
so.
it is beautiful.
Yeah, but she forgot the vest to go along with it. So
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I've got the pink socks on as well. But Yes, quite a funny story about the pink socks actually, but we won't get into that. I wanted to actually.
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
come
someone
back.
else has just texted in. They said, King, how do you make yourself look so glowy?
Right.
How does it?
Actually, it's funny that because
Skin looks-
I feel like I haven't actually been looking after my skin as much as I should. But definitely
Well, you
products.
have it here, guys. Don't look after your skin.
No,
That's the
no,
trick.
look after your skin. Drink a lot of water. I use black soap. I kind of there's an antibacterial cream that I use also, and I just wash my face 3 times a day.
Okay, so
in
you
the
do
morning,
look after
afternoon,
your
night.
skin.
Yeah, but I haven't been doing it regularly. I've been so busy that I haven't been. And just wash your face with cold water when you finish coming out of the shower. Just wipe down with some antibacterial wipes as well for the skin. It helps.
Great advice.
Thank you.
There
That's
go.
really nice. I'm blushing there.
Yeah.
Right, guys. So we have our guests in the studio, okay, and we have Nelma. It's all the compliments.
Script.
No, listen, sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. In the studio with us, we have Melina and Dior.
Oh, jeez. Hello, that's a wonderful introduction.
I'm
Hi,
so-
everyone. I'm Nelma. Wonderful to meet you. Hi.
Do one better for me. I'm so sorry. Go
All right,
ahead.
it's all good. I am Melina. Namda is the second name, and I direct and write for film and theatre and music videos. Yeah, I'm in. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just like kind of living my own dream at the moment. But I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Dior Clark. I'm an actor, writer, model, and I'm a dancer.
Oh my gosh, so many talents.
so
here.
many
I feel
talents.
so overwhelmed.
I wanna do that introduction again. Okay,
Go for
let's
it.
rewind.
Let's go. Okay. Oh, just casual noise in the background. Hello.
An inspirational quote.
So we just got a text in.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
So inspirational. Thank you very much as well.
Yeah,
about
thank
so many
you.
compliments. Question, a quote. Do everything with love always.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that.
Never give up.
Have you guys got any before we rewind?
I've got one. I think this one is so important. My quote is, never let someone tell you that they can't do that you can't do something. Because if people are going to tell you that you can't do something, if they can't do it themselves. So whatever you want in life, go out there and get it. And I live my life by that.
Yeah,
I think it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. The words kind of that I live by are forgive but don't forget. That's the main thing that I kind of trying to preach to people. But just because, like, I said it to you last night when we were talking, it's like, it's really important to forgive someone, even if they've done you wrong, because then in the process, not only have you forgiven them, but you unburden yourself, like, you've forgiven yourself in the process, so that if someone comes to you and says nasty things, it means nothing. They've lost their power. And then in not forgetting, it won't happen again, which is so important. So I think you can apply that to everything. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's my
That
words
is
of
great
wisdom.
advice.
Thank you very
So
much.
hopefully you got more than 2 quotes to go by. So take your best pick. Yeah, exactly. So let's rewind that. So in the studio we have Melina and Dior. Perfect. Nice. So
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for
as
having
well.
us.
Love it.
you guys look
We
nice.
even love your hat even more. It matches the backdrop. It's colour coordinated.
Okay. So Melina, you
Yes.
said you direct
Yes.
and you also do castings.
Yeah.
You're an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still act? Am I right? Am I still okay to
No,
call you
you
an actor?
can. Yeah, absolutely. I still act, but I kind of put it on hold for a little while, just purely because in this industry that we're in, it's all about the way you look rather than who you are and your worth and if you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
And I did an audition for a channel which I won't mention. They're quite big. And I got through like to the last rounds and they were like to me, oh, you're brilliant. Your acting's great. You fit the bill. but you're just too big. And I was just there like, you're calling me fat, like, and then I just said, you're basically calling me fat. They're like, no, we're not calling you fat. It's just you show big on camera. And I said to them, well, change your lens. And they kind of were stunned by that because they didn't think I knew anything about film. And at the time, I'd like traveled from West London to South, and I just kind of said, you know what? From that day on, I'm going to put acting on a hold and start writing and directing for theatre and film and music videos, and try and like get like people who aren't necessarily shown on television or don't have the chance to be shown. Like, I'm going to write those roles and make those films and make those pieces of theatre so that they have the opportunity to showcase themselves and not be put into a box because of that. So that's what
that sounds definitely.
Yeah. So I am still an actor. By trade, that's what I started with. But like,
you've always got to have something to stand for.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've always got something to stand for.
Absolutely.
What keeps you going even though there is like so many hardships? Because I'm sure there is in the craft that you guys do. I'm pretty sure there's.
You can answer that first.
Things that you may wake up one day and just feel like I don't know if I'm gonna do this.
I think what keeps us going, and even like speaking about me personally, is that you have to love it. If you don't love it, don't do it, because that's what keeps me going. You know, I live, I breathe acting, and rather than just doing it just for I want to do it to be famous, I want to do it for Instagram followers, you know how our society's become, and all those kind of things, I think I do it because I genuinely love it. And
oh my gosh, I love these two.
no, but like, you know, like, because you genuinely love it, and I like to do like passion projects and being in a room with people where you're just creating not the work you think the world wants to see, but creating the work you're passionate about and what you want to do, and that's what keeps me going.
Absolutely.
And plus, I'm too stubborn. I will never stop.
It's such a progressive mindset that you guys have, you know?
I think for me, it's more of a case of like, I completely agree with Dee, and it's like, you have to love what you're doing, otherwise, why the hell are you doing it? Literally, it's like people who complain about their jobs, which really not upsets me or irritates me, but kind of, it's more of a case of like, okay, so you're doing accounting, you studied accounting at uni. Did you want to do it, or was it because your family told you to do it? And then you get there and you're like, I don't like my job. Why is that? Because you didn't do it with love when you first started. It wasn't something that you were passionate about. You didn't go spend time to learn. And like, I have a lot of friends who are like in their mid-20s, going 30s, and they're like really freaked out because they don't know what they want to do with their life. And I always just say to them, like, Harrison Ford was like 40 when he got into acting. 40. Same with Oprah. It's never too late.
Well, speaking about,
I changed mine. Not never give up. It's never too late.
It's never too late.
Speaking about 40 years old and how long it took. I mean, how long did it take for you guys to take your craft seriously?
Oh, day one. I was just always like really determined.
How old was you? Should I say?
Well,
when you
we'll look at it like this. Like when I was like 5,
Nice.
I'll tell you a funny story. I was 5. I was like sitting in the cinema and Narnia was on at the time. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Oh my god, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I'm just sitting there like, and then I see Aslan. I'm like, bro, I want to be Aslan. And like I was just there like, this is what I want to do. This is because it took me as a kid to somewhere I've never been before. Does that make sense? And like I was like, this is what I want to do for like a trade. This is what I want to learn. So I kind of started from 5, did like school plays as you would. And then I got to a point where I joined like youth clubs. And then from youth clubs, I went into like the Lyric Young Company and the Bush Activists, which is like the Shepherd's Bush Theatre, if you know about that. They had a little course that they did where the plays that were on, you got the chance to work with the directors, which in a normal case scenario, you wouldn't. So it was brilliant. And then we both did MYT. We did the National Youth Theatre. We did Playing Up, and that's how we met. 5 years, bro.
What 3 things get you inspired?
3 things get me inspired. Good acting. I like to see people. I like success stories. So I love seeing people that I can kind of, you know, they didn't have the best start in life, or they didn't have the easiest route. They weren't born into like wealth, or like, you know, some people just get thrown into the industry. And I love seeing those people that make it, and it makes me think if they can do it, then I can do it. And also my mum. I think my mum really inspires me because You know, she's done a great job, you know, single mother, brought up 4 children, basically, practically on her own. And despite all the stress that we put her through, and, you know, I put her through, and just not being the richest of women, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She went without and gave to me, and she always pushed me and told me to go out there and follow my dreams. So if you're watching, Mum, I love you. And yeah.
So quickly, because we have to go soon. Just give us each one thing you guys can give people who want to be in your shoes, or who'd like to experience the things you guys have experienced through the stuff that you do, and just give them one advice that they could basically. Tell us 2019.
2019, this is just from me, from an acting perspective. If you want it, go out there, get it. Don't let no one tell you that you can't do it, and go for it. And be brave, be bold, and be fearless. Yeah, and also be a little bit stubborn, but not too stubborn. And nothing's impossible.
Absolutely. My piece of advice is knowledge is power. So go out and learn as much as you want to learn. You're never too old to learn anything. And give it 100%. And don't be afraid to ask people anything. Yes. Ask questions. Pester people. Email them. Be like, oh, I want to work here. Is it possible to do some experience, even if it's free? And do a lot of freelancing, because that's the only way you'll make networking. Yeah. And then through your hard work from the beginning, they'll see it, and then they'll see the progression, and then they want to help you in the future. So just go out there and give it everything.
Oh, guys, I don't know how we literally lost track of time. We've got 2 minutes left.
Oh no!
2 minutes left. It was me. It was. I think it was my fault.
No, it's okay.
I just can't keep quiet.
It's okay. Whatever you want to talk about now, let's go through it.
No, we're going to definitely have to bring back Melina and Dior. We're going to bring you guys back, and we're going to pick up where we left off.
Absolutely.
And I think it's important to bring on inspiring people, because especially with, you know, backstories, stories to tell, because we want to be able to inspire and inform and educate, but also have fun. And you know, you guys are fun people to be around. So energy in here is amazing.
No, we're
not always serious.
Follow us.
Yeah, please.
So let them know where they can find you, please.
Instagram, Melina, that's me. You can find me on that.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Dior Clark. Hit me.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
So we had one last text. It said, "What are your goals for 2019?" So what are you setting for 2019? Just give us one thing.
My goals for 2019 is to make it big.
Yeah.
Yes, queen.
My goals for 2019 is to run in a field with floral trousers and a yellow top. Yeah.
You can do that today if you want.
I ain't got floral trousers or yellow top. I'm aware. No, that is my dream. No, that is honestly that is what I want to do. I mean, there's loads of things I want to do this year, but that's one of them. That's my main priority.
Absolutely.
To run through a field, floral trousers, and a yellow top. Guys, you can find me on social media at I am King Galore.
And you can find me on Instagram on Rianna_Tashmir or ReArtistryX.
You guys have been watching What Are You Waiting For?
And
live. Sing us out.
What are you waiting for? What are you
Bad idea. Bad idea. A vote. Go. Send your ears. Come back next week.
Come back next week. We will be here. I am your co-host, Rianna.
And I am King George. Thank you very much.